Hi everyone, welcome to Conscious Flow Counselling. My name is Shani. I'm a psychosomatic therapist, and I just wanted to do a video today on psychedelic assisted therapy. So if it's something that you're thinking about, I just wanted to give you some pointers and point you in the right direction and give you some things to think about. I also just wanted to mention that I am a trained PAT therapist. So PAT is psychedelic assisted therapist. I did my training with Mind Medicine Australia earlier this year, so I finished in November actually. So so I have been working as a psychedelic assisted therapist, and I've been doing integration work, pre and post integration work, for a couple of years now. So I just wanted to also say that psychedelic assisted therapy is not for everyone. It's not something that I think everyone should enter into. It's not something that should be taken into lightly either. So I just wanted to mention that as well. So I think it's something that you need to really seriously consider, and also weigh up the pros and cons, and talk to your GP, psychiatrist, therapist, really talk to some professionals before embarking on this journey. And I also wanted to say that it is legal here in Australia. So as of the 1st of July 2023, it became legal here in Australia, with the TGA handing out licenses to registered prescribers this year, so 2024. So there are now multiple psychiatrists across Australia who are doing PAT therapy here. So if you wanted to know who those psychiatrists are, you can also contact Mind Medicine Australia, and they can possibly point you in the right direction. The first thing I wanted to say, so number one is talk to your psychiatrist, GP, therapist, and really weigh up if this is the right thing for you. Because in Australia, you do have to have shown due course that you have tried other modalities first, so that you've tried various talk therapy, you've tried antidepressants, you've tried all these things, and they have not worked. So so I would definitely talk to your GP, psychologist, therapist, because there are also health concerns. So if you have any health conditions, pre-existing mental health conditions, so certain mental health diagnoses, means you should not really be engaging in PAT therapy as well. So yeah, really talk to people who have experience in this space as well. So really talk to find a therapist who is experienced in this space as well, and really start to look at, what are my options? Is this something I need to consider? Because I want to also say that psychedelics are not a magic bullet. They're not going to fix you, right? They're not going to be this panacea that's going to cure you and take away all these things. What they're going to do is bring up the unconscious. So they're going to make the unconscious conscious. So things that you may not have even been aware of that are happening for you, old belief systems, traumas that you may have forgotten, these things are going to be revealed potentially. And so it's really about bringing up the unconscious and working with that. So making it conscious. So and that's another thing to lead into. So number two is pre and post integration. Get yourself a somatic therapist and start to do the trauma work before you go. If you're spending all this money going to a retreat center over in South America, Central America, Africa, other places in Europe that are available, you really want to have done the work. I see a lot of people going to these places who have done no work, and then they don't have the experiences, or the experiences are not what they thought they'd be. They haven't been prepared. I've also seen people who have entered into, temporary psychosis because they haven't been prepared for what they've seen. So really doing that inner work, because one thing I will say, and I'll do a whole other video on pre and post integration, is that it's going to open you up, and it's really about being prepared for that. So if you can't sit in discomfort in a then you shouldn't be going and sitting with psychedelics. That's my opinion. Because if you can't sit in discomfort when you've got a lot of protective factors happening already, you're very conscious, you're very aware of things, you can stop it, you can, if you can't sit in discomfort, then you shouldn't be going to psychedelics, because psychedelics are somatic. They're going to awaken sensations in the body. They're going to bring up old traumas. They're going to bring up old emotions. You're going to have to sit in that, and there's no turning it off, right? So you've really got to be prepared. So if you can't sit in discomfort, don't go to psychedelics, because it's only going to amplify everything 1,000 times. So that would be something I would say. But find an experienced integration therapist who is aware of medicines, has worked with medicines, has got their experience with medicines, and can really help you to formulate intentions specific to that medicine, because wording can be very important, and intention setting is very important. So someone who knows how to set an intention for that specific medicine that you're wanting to sit with as well. So 3, breath work. Your breath is going to anchor you in an experience with psychedelics. So being aware of your breath, doing breath work classes, I would recommend holotropic breath work. So start to work in that altered state of consciousness with breath, and start to get familiar with your breath, because breath is so important, and you've got to know how to breathe and get yourself through uncomfortable situations with your breath. So that would be something I would also recommend. 4, yoga and or Pilates. So body-based modalities, right? So yoga is very good for trauma as well, and for releasing emotions. So I do recommend yoga over Pilates, but if you prefer Pilates, by all means. But yeah, any kind of body-based work, so even bar work, or anything like that, dancing, anything that's going to be a body-based modality, but something that's going to get you in your body and being able to move your body. And yoga is great because I do think it helps you with your breath. It also helps release emotion, and it will get you to know your body a lot better, because a lot of us have become disconnected from our body because of trauma as well. So really recommend those sorts of body-based modalities. Also music, really start to get to know music. And even if you're doing pat therapy here in Australia or in the Netherlands or somewhere else like Switzerland where it's legal, ask them for what music they're going to be using. Start to get familiar with that music. Really start to understand that music. If you're going to Iboga, listen to Bwiti music. If you're going to South America, to ayahuasca, listen to Icaros. There's lots of Icaros on Spotify, lots of Bwiti music on Spotify. Start to listen to the music. Start to get familiar with the music. Start to really familiarize yourself with this experience if it's something that you are going to go through with. Also, start looking at photos as well. So really look at photos and start to look at the family history. Start to really think about things that happened in your family lineage. And especially if you're wanting to connect to ancestors in a journey and resolve things with them potentially, take photos into your journey, put them on an altar space or have them next to you. Even I like to sit with photos before ceremony, listen to some music, do some meditation, and call in the ancestors. So that's something to think about as well. And also diaries. Get a diary and start writing things out, like what shaped you, what experiences happened in your life that have had an enormous impact on you. Start to really get to know you, start to go internally and start to even get in contact with different parts of you and start to, I'm a parts therapist, so starting to get to know those parts of you and start to write out what those parts want to say. But really preparing in that way will really help you, and just starting to get to know what happened. So those are just some things to sort of think about, and I just thought that it would be really helpful. If you find this video interesting, please let me know. Leave a comment down in the comment section if you want me to do some other videos on on psychedelics that might be helpful for you as well. This is an area I really love working in, and so I am an experienced integration therapist. So if this is something that you are considering, I'm more than happy to have a discovery call and have a talk through what you're thinking of. Thank you. Bye.